Hello, welcome back to Tips and Tricks. We're going to talk about areas today, and you can access it through there, or if you're on the architect screen, which is this button here, you can go to the zones and you can expand allowed areas. There's home, and you can also clear them. You can add them as well by clicking manage areas, and then you can add a new area. So what does that mean? Right, let's take home for example. Home is where your colonists are going to be most of the time. Yeah, starting off they're going to be around here a lot, and they'll be down over here because this is where hopefully we're going to have an area to defend once we've built the walls everywhere else. And you're going to schedule, and you can select them all to be in the home area. If they're outside the home area, they will quickly move inside that home area, the home area. Yeah. If we're in draft and draft lock, it's coming straight into the home area, and then you'll go do something. Teddy is going to cut that tree down. He's outside the area. Let's see what happens. See, suddenly he's right. I've got to get into the home area, so he'll run into the home area. However, there is a few problems with this. This button down here toggles automatically expanding the home area around new constructions. It's handy when you first get going, but turn it off and create your own home area places. Like we know we're going to be putting a wall across here, let's say, so I want to include that in the home area, and that because it's a bit of a mountain and a bit of a mountain. Now earlier I was demonstrating about the dandelions growing inside, and if we come down here and check, it's put a home area down here. Because we had these 4 squares here was a dandelion, so at any point your colonists or any animals like dogs and things that obey zones could literally walk out that door, walk around here and be stood out here. And if you've got a raid coming in and you set them all to a home area, some of them can end up in this little zone, and you go, how they've been shot? And they'll just come down here and started shooting your colonist who's, happily wandering around in this little area. So let's clear that home area. Clear. Boom. No longer able to go down there. Did we mark anything else? Oh yes. Oh yeah. When we're demonstrating about the grow zone over the animatory, that it'll cut it down if you're not careful. It put it in an home zone. Oh yes, the plants up there in the stony soil gave us a home zone, and any of your colonists can wander to them areas because it's marked in a home zone. If you'd like done something down here, let me think. Let me just leave that on for a second and claim. Is that, see, claiming that one wall created a home zone, and if you've forgotten that you've done that, a colonist can wander right down here into this as you're getting excuse me, as you're getting a raid coming in. You click go to home zone, so they're here. They could easily just walk to this, and it does happen. So be careful of the home zone. You don't need a home zone around here for them to come and dismantle this. I mean, there's a nice table there. We can move that up into the base. These will provide blocks, so that's good, and you can collect all that without being inside of a home zone because you just assign them to unrestricted, and that means I can go absolutely anywhere on the map. So let's say all my 3 colonists are here. We're getting a raid up here coming in. We've got that blocked off. They're going to come down here. We can just go, right, there's a raid coming in, let's get back to home zone. So all your colonists will then wander through. If you've got Dora here, they'll come into the door and back into the base area, where you can line up in your kill box, kill area to defeat the raiders. So adding areas. So we've got an area 1, it's for nothing. So I have grazing animals, it needs a pen, well, grumble. So I'm going to set all my grazing animals to graze here. Now before you could just do that, now you need to build a pen. So I'm going to put a wall across there, put a wall down there, and then across there, put a pen marker in it and go, right, that's going to be a grazing area. With the pen, you've got to, is it misc? Yeah, come here. And you put that down and then put wooden walls, blocking it in. Or stone, or whichever wall. And then whichever area you've built it, it'll count as a pen. So you don't need the area anymore, which I can see the point of, but sometimes you like to keep your animals separated. Like your caravan animals, you like want to have them over here instead, and you could set a new area for them. So like that's just, let's call that grazing. Yeah. So all your grazing animals would go to there, then you could set a new area and you could go caravan, so that would be your caravan area. And I want my caravan animals to graze around here because my main storage is here. I've got a large storage facility here, and when we go on caravans I want my animals close so I can quickly load it on to them. Instead of them coming all the way over to a pen to get the animals to come back to load them. But they got away with that. They've done away with it. So now it's pens. But now, you see, you still have animals like your dogs that can go to that are zoned. And you can tell because down here, as you can see, Minerva has no bar across here. If we have a look at a colonist, we have a bar. And you can go unrestricted, home, you need to go to animals safe, which sends him straight up there. And that's how that works. And on your animals you'll have like dogs, and yeah, we've got sorry, my throat today. That's going to be a big wall. Let's say we've got all those big walls and we've got animals out here, they're collecting the rocks and bringing it back in. Big raid comes in, we need him to go safe. We'll click on the animal, or you can click down here, and there will be zones for some of your animals, and you can go, right, all you lot go to animal safe. All these will be in pens, there's nothing else you can do about them. It's a bit silly, but still. So I think your alpacas don't have the bar either. It's just like dogs, cats, that kind of stuff. So you can set areas for them, which you'll want to keep some of them safe. Others you can have like attack dogs or wags that will come and help fight, so you can set an area like in there. and then you can send all your attack animals into that area and they'll savage all the people as they're coming in. But yeah, and you can have multiple areas. So, you know, you've got for instance, I don't know. Oh yeah, for instance, let's say you've got your wall on here and you have a mech drop and the mech cluster lands here. How do you stop your people from wandering into it? Well, you can get a new area and you can name it Keep Out Mechs. And you hit expand area, Keep Out Mechs, and you go like so. And you go, right, that's in place. I could set all my colonists. Oh no, that'll set them to go into that area. So what you need to do is come up here and you go invert. And now you can set all your colonists to that and they will not go inside that clear box that you can see there. And that's how you can eliminate sections of the map so that, you know, you don't get let's say excuse me, another mech cluster ends up down here. Yeah, actually I need to do the clear it. So you go, right, you can't go down there, and because there might be something in here one of your pawns need, we're going to exclude that area so that we won't try go through the mech cluster to get something that's dropped down here or maybe here. And then, you know, you can exclude patches of the map. Say another mech cluster drops over here, we don't want anything to do with it over here anymore till we defeat it, and it's going to be a bit touch and go. Somebody might come through here to get down here, so let's just make sure that they're not going to come down that way and get themselves shot, because they will do that. So let's clear it back up to the wall. There you go. Let's make sure. And that's a way to keep safe, like mech clusters or any other events that happen in certain areas, depending if you've got mods. You know, there could be a huge fire over here and you just want to stop people walking into it. Similar effect. And that's the basics of how characters work. And you can restrict characters to a certain area as well. Let's say underground, because you're digging into mountain base, your undergrounder is always coming outside, he's getting upset, and just go, do you know what, dude, you're getting your own area and that's where you're going to stay. Go to that underground area and you go stay there. I got somebody who's on outside, and you could, you know, invert it and go, you know what, outside, go outside. And it is a quick way if you've got a big underground base, and you could just have a little zone out here called outside, and as you notice they're getting upset, you can go, do you know what, go to the outside zone. So that's, you know, that's kind of a way to keep some of you more heritable colonists on the guard. And if you don't no longer need them, you can just tick them off and they automatically get put to unrestricted. So that's the thing, but the most important one, make sure your home area It's something you control. Have we got any new cases of home area? Nope, because I've got it turned off down here. So like before, putting that pen marker in. So let's clear home area. Now it didn't do it because it's a blueprint. I think as soon as I build that, that'll have its little blue box around, because anything you build, as it says, around new construction, as soon as it's built, it'll put a big blue zone, and that includes your wall. If you've got a wall and you built a wall here, it'll put a home zone that'll extend beyond that wall. So you'll need to come back in with your clear home, because as soon as I say that's your wall, it'll put your home zone like out to here. So all that'll be a home zone, marching home zone, and your pawn can walk straight out there. So you will need to trim it back if you do have that ticked. If you don't have it ticked, you have to go along and include that wall in your home zone. And that's a much better way. People prefer it a lot more to do that than just have the auto home zone on. Not everybody. How will you have yours? That'll be up to you. Yeah. Eventually, when all this is a base, I'll be something like that with my home zone. I don't know whether I'll put a diagonal wall or I'll make it a straight cross wall, but mostly it'll probably be straight across there. So that's quite big. I can get a nice ship in there. I can hit the underground, which, you know, all that can become home zone. They will need to dig in it if you've got them restricted. If they're dying of food and you're going, but I've got food, it's just there, have a check of your zones and just make sure that, you know, you've your kitchen or the place where you're going to have them eat is actually in the home zone. Because if they're in the home zone, they will not go and eat unless you tell them to. But you can see there, look, outside allowed area. So that's hopefully not too confusing for you. I did find it confusing myself when I first started. It's like, what the hell, why are you right out here in the back of beyond sitting at a table for? Because these can be gathering spots, and it doesn't always tell you. You can have a pawn come all the way over here, sit down at a table, and you'll get raided and you go, how the hell, what are you doing down there? And you'll click it, gathering spot, and they'll have walked all the way down to chat with each other here, and they're off. It's like, oh my god, really? And as you notice, we still haven't unpaused, apart from the few bits I did to equip them and show that kind of defensive setup for that little gap. So far we still haven't unpaused, and we've got a lot of areas sorted. We've got work tabs, schedules, areas. Next we'll be looking at a sign. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.